What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Elden Ring build guide. This time it is the Amaterasu Assassin with a level 150 NG plus 4 guide. This build was able to eliminate most bosses with ease. As long as you know the mechanics for the fight, you should be fine. This character utilizes the power of the God Slayer incantations and the black knife with its very powerful Ash of War, a blade of death, and that is all. Um, you will be able to use this character if you want to fight close combat or if you want to strike your enemies from a distance. It all works. But let's not waste any more time and let's get into how this character is built and how you should distribute your stats and what items to go for. So as you can see, I have distributed 30 points into Vigor because you are an assassin and you're not really supposed to be taking a lot of damage, but it's enough points to survive minor hits. 38 points into Mind because you will be casting a lot of spells. 15 points into Endurance should be enough for you to cast most of your spells, attack, and still have enough to get out of the enemy's way when they strike back. 12 points into Strength and 18 into Dexterity, just enough to wield the Twin Blade. 9 points into Arcane and Intelligence. Well, those are just, by default. And 99 in Faith because I believe that the Black Flame Tornado scales all the way to 99, so every point counts. And of course the first weapon you want to pick up is the Twin Blade, followed by the God Slayer Seal, which you can get early in the game, the Black Knife, which is I believe in the Altus Plateau. Then you're gonna move and look for the Fire Scorpion Charm, also very important, and the Phlox Canvas Talisman. As you can see, all we're trying to do is stack damage. Shard of Alexander, again, more damage for your skills. And Godfrey's Icon is only if you're charging your spells, incantations, but if you're not, Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman should do the job. And for the Flask of Wondrous Physic, as you can see, we're just going for more damage, and just a little bit of infinite mana can help quite a lot. As I have mentioned earlier, this character depends on the God Slayer incantations mainly, mixed with some buffs, of course, and depending on your Ash of War, Blade of Death, to eliminate all of your enemies. As you can see, these are the buffs that I go for. However, Flame grant me Strength and Howl of Shibriri do not stack, so you can go for Howl of Shibriri if you feel like you're going to be more offensive, or you can even go for Black Flame's Protection if you want to go defensive. And the Black Flame Blade, very useful with your blade in the beginning. Right here, you enchant that in the beginning of the game and you're set. Anyways, let's see what this character can do to bosses. As you can see, massive damage, almost 2k right there. And again, we're already at 5k damage. He already lost more than half of his health within a few seconds. Margit stood no chance really. I'm just standing there in his face. He almost kills me, but doesn't quite do it, and then ends up dying instead. So as you can see, I didn't even take it seriously. I just went in there and I was able to tank him with a character that is not designed to tank. And as you can see here as well, I just tanked another hit. This is gonna come in again, but this time I'm not gonna let him get away with it. Godric also didn't stand much of a chance. These early game bosses, most of them will have zero chance against you. Look, I'm just melting him. It's like 10k damage. I have used my Ash of War here 3 times, and maybe like 1 or 2 other spells, and that's it. It was all over for the Lord of Golden stuff. Anyways, here, of course, she's annoying. have to do that little part for Renella in the beginning, but once again, her first phase, I used my Ash of War and Black Flame Tornado twice, and I ended and get into phase 2. Phase 2 again, she is taking massive damage. 1k right there. I don't think I even charged that, or maybe I did. But as you can see, I did it again. More damage, and that was not charged for sure. She has a lot of high magic resistances, but not to incantations apparently. I'm not sure if it's all the incantations. And as you can see, when she summoned her wolves, 2 of them got killed right away. And that's only because I wasn't aiming properly. She is annoying, but you can take her out using any of your incantations. Like I'm just sitting there trying stuff out on her, and I had a pretty easy time against her, to be honest, guys. There are tougher bosses coming up, but Renella is not one of them. So, moving on to the next big boy. This guy, surprisingly also, again, he is considered to be one of the, the starter bosses. It's not really mid-game, he's kind of like late early game. And Radon can be dangerous because he does deal a lot of damage, but at the same time 30 vigor is actually enough to be able to tank most of his hits actually. Not all of them, but still, it doesn't really matter. As long as you can get away from the big ones, you should be fine. And you can see here, I was going to end it, but he got lucky right there. I was going to one-phase him. He got lucky and he kicked me out of his way and escaped with his life. Of course, I took that opportunity to buff, and now I end his life. Almost. But as you can see, again, very easy fight, nothing to worry about. Maintain your distance. When he pulls you in, use your Black Flame Tornado. Morgott, oh boy. I've always had mixed feelings about this fight, but I think I'm just getting used to it now. I used to hate him, but now I'm kind of liking him. As you can see, I just took one hit in the face. He almost killed me. I couldn't even heal fully from a flask. This is maxed out as well, and I'm only at 30 vigor. And I am not using the Black Flame protection, which would have reduced my, healing efficiency. And as you can see, I take advantage of the Blade of Death, Ash of War, whenever he transitions. And then I just let him sit there. I was thinking he's gonna rush in, but he didn't, and he just died from the, Black Flame ritual incantation. And then I decided to move to fight Loretta, because I really wanted to fight Malenia. For some reason, I didn't go for the Fire Giant. No, I just rushed to her. I felt like if I can take out Malenia, then I will have no problem taking out any other boss in the game. Which turned out to be true. She was the toughest one, I guess, out of them. Took the longest, at least. Just like a few hours, but still, that's a while for me. And against Loretta, this is a flawless victory. So I'm going to show you the entire fight. I got lucky twice. She almost hits me with her spells there, but I just get out of the way right on time. Again, complete luck, but it just looked so nice. It looked like I intentionally did it. Hopefully one day I'll be intentionally doing this as I play this game more often and play less of other games. And as you can see, she's taking massive damage. Couldn't do anything to me. And she's almost dead. There she's gonna go again. As long as you just, time your attacks. There you go. Again, that was beautiful. She almost had me. And I think if all 4 of them hit, I would have been dead. But they didn't. I survived, and I end her here. So, moving on to the next boss fight. My favorite, Malenia, Blade of Mikula. She's so fun, but at the same time annoying. It's mainly because of the waterfall dance, and I don't know. Like sometimes I do it right, and sometimes I mess it up, but I get it right most of the time. Her first phase has been very boring. I was just like maintaining my distance, using Blade of Death, and trying to like heal up and buff whenever I can. See, she hits me there once, and luckily I don't die. Again, I try to heal up, try to buff up whenever I get the chance, and then I get back to assaulting her from afar, because this is how the build is. This is not close combat. This is mainly using the Godslayer incantations, or the Black Flame incantations, whatever you want to call them, to destroy your enemies. And as you can see, I'm using a technique here where like I cast it, and then right before I release the spell, I auto lock her, and then I like remove the auto target, and then I look downward a bit, just a tad, and then I cast the spell. As you can see here, like I didn't even really aim at her. I was like aiming to the side, and it still hit her. So as long as you can dodge this move, you should have no worries. Just keep abusing Blade of Death and the Scouring Black Flame, and you will be fine. Again, aim at her, and then right before you let off the spell, unlock like I just did, and aim a bit downward. That way you don't cast it over her head and end up missing her. In phase 2, as you can see, when she transitions in the very beginning, just keep your distance, try to get in as much damage as you can from afar. That's usually your safest bet. You can go in there and use the Black Flame Tornado, and if you're lucky, you'd be able to get the entire spell off without getting hit or without getting killed. But if you want to be safe, just maintain your distance and try to bait her whenever you can into casting or using some of her spells like that take a bit of time, which allows you to throw a black flame ball in her face. And again, when she does this move here, she really has no chance. You just stay far away from her. The black flame spell is amazing, guys. It has been carrying me. You just rush in there, black flame tornado her ass into oblivion, and there you go. Your strength is extraordinary. What's next? Then I decided, yeah, Mug, oh boy, he is immune to fire, so he was kind of a bit annoying, but the Blade of Death was very useful here. I abused it against him. As you can see, I'm just casting it again and again and again. I am using the Howl of Shipyuri, so it means I will get one shot by like 90% of his attacks or something. Well, there's physical attacks, as you can see here. Bam, almost dead. That's not even a physical attack. So he is pretty dangerous, and as you can see, the Black Flame was barely doing damage. 722 is not a lot, and I tried so badly, so hard to beat him using the Black Flame incantations, but the only time I could, as you already saw, is just black flames whenever I get a chance. And when he transitioned, I used the Black Flame Tornado. And that's like not your only chance, but that is your best chance. That is when you can do the most amount of damage to him during his transition. Other than that, you can get close to him. This is why I decided to do it then. I was kind of getting bored of throwing, black flame spells at him and seeing that he was barely taking damage. My weapons were barely dealing damage here, but I was going to go for it regardless. I wanted to roll out of the way here, but it didn't work out, and I decided to just get in there and try to kill him as fast as I can before he kills me. And then we finally get to move on to the Fire Giant. Now I decided to progress the game normally. Like I usually take the Fire Giant out and a bunch of other bosses before I go to Malenia and Monk, but this time I did it a bit differently. As you can see, just dodge his attacks is really slow, and his attacks are very easy to read, so you should be fine generally speaking. Again, here The Blade of Death is very useful, even though like in his first phase for some reason it's not applying the deep buff that it usually applies to all other enemies. I'm not sure what the reason is, but I abused again my Ash of War here against him. This is the only time actually I received damage, and as you can see it's from walking over the fire that we got on the ground there, and that's about it. I try my best to use like other spells, but like he doesn't take that much damage. Well, it depends. The Black Flame Tornado does a lot of damage, but not all of the Black Flame spells do a lot of damage to him. I even decided to like attack him using like melee damage, just like with my dagger. And that dagger was actually, as you guys just saw, was doing decent damage, just like over 2,000 damage within like just like 2-3 seconds. Which is quite impressive, to be honest. Just too bad this guy has lots of health. I mean, this is NG +4, so... And as you can see, just one of my Ashes of War is almost 3k. 300 points away from 3k, and then I finish him off with a Black Flame Tornado. You can see the massive damage he just took there. Again, when he does this, I usually just maintain my distance, attack him from afar. In the beginning, as you saw, I buffed. And when he goes for the spells here and starts spewing stuff out of his belly, I just get under him. And here I was just trying out the spell, this dagger. And again, I was dealing pretty good damage. And I wasn't expecting it to do this well. I mean, 140, but it's like you can attack so fast. And earlier it was doing more damage. Right now he's just a bit more resistant to damage when you attack him on his legs. You gotta attack his hands and stuff. So, but still, you don't have to. I mean, it's easier probably just to go for the body. And here, I decided to finish him off using the Black Flame Tornado. He does almost kill me here. I honestly thought I was gonna die, but luckily I remembered that I could roll, you know, mid-animation, and I did, and it saved my life. As soon as I saw him trip and fall like that, I knew it was all over for his dumbass. And as you can see, I will put an end to his life here and move on to the next boss. As you can see, guys, you're not going to have a lot of trouble here, even against the Godskin duos. I believe this is another flawless victory. I mean, against the Fire Giant, not really flawless. I took some damage, but it wasn't direct damage, so he never actually got to hit me, but I did take some damage, unfortunately. So it's semi-flawless? I don't know. Here they can't do much. I was actually surprised that I was doing pretty good damage to them using their own spells against them. I was not expecting that, but as you can see here, bam, one is down so fast that the other Godskin Noble, or whatever his name is, was jumping around. Like, he jumped left and right as he saw his friend die. He's like, holy crap, this guy just killed him in like a few seconds, less than a minute for sure. And he couldn't do anything to help his friend or save him. So now he's trying to attack me, but the Scouring Black Flame is so useful here, and I use it quite a lot throughout the entire playthrough, guys, as you have already witnessed. Because in this fight specifically, because it goes right through the pillar, so sometimes you get both of them at the same time, just dealing double the damage. It's so nice. I love it. And you can play so defensively because of it. You just hide behind the pillar and just bam, spam it until one of them gets angry and starts, you know, rolling around like that. And then you just like whatever. I'm just gonna use Black Flame Tornado, and this time I use the Black Flame Tornado twice in a row instead of using a black flame fireball, black flame ball, whatever you want to call it, guys. And then I immediately start buffing. As you can see, I have no stamina, so I had to wait there for a second so I could cast the other spell. And as soon as they come back in, this is what I love about the Blade of Death. It's really hard to dodge. And as soon as they try to spawn his friend, I kill them both together. And then we move on to one of my favorite boss fights in the entire game, Dragonlord Placidusax. Against him, I did take damage one time only, unfortunately, but it doesn't really matter. I have already beaten this boss flawlessly. It's not really that hard to beat flawlessly. But he is in the beginning, like initially, if you've never fought this boss before, then yeah, it is. And most of his hits can kill me, one-shot me, unless he's just breathing fire. Like his physical hits, especially when he has uses his lightning claws. Like as you can see here, he almost killed me, but he didn't. And unfortunately, I was going to be able to I don't think I was going to be able to one-phase him here, unlike some of my other spells, but I did what I could. A Noble Presence was very good for when he transitions there. Like he's on top of you, you don't know what spell to use. You can use that or just the Black Flame. And again, whenever he flies into the sky, use that opportunity to heal up, to buff up, and just to prepare for his descent once again. And just like spam Fireballs and Blade of Death. Those two spells are very powerful for being, well, Black Flame being a spell that you pick up really early in the game. I think a lot of people sleep on that spell, and I'm telling you right now that it is one of the best spells in the game. Doesn't use a lot of mana. As long as the target is not fire resistant, it will most likely deal massive damage. When he does his little laser attack, as you can see, use it to run away, buff, and then when he comes back in, if you're already buffed, you can use the Scowling Black Flame. If you time it right, just like you witnessed, he will glide right into the Scowling Black Flame as you dodge. And here I thought I should get out of the way, and then I kind of realized he barely has health, so I'm like, let me just try to throw one more Black Flame Fireball before I run, and it worked out. Thank God I tried it. Then I went to this guy. Oh man, this guy was actually really annoying phase 2 for some reason, even though I usually love his phase 2. But he was kind of annoying. It didn't take that long, but still, like, it took longer than I thought he would. First phase, pretty easy if you're just keeping your distance, timing his attacks, being patient here. I wasn't patient. I think this is the only time he hits me during this phase. And again, hide behind the pillars, use them as cover, because he just rushes in, and sometimes like some of the spells are really hard to dodge, and sometimes you just want to buff up. And once you get him to transition to phase 2, as you can see there, I attacked in midair, get away from him, because most of his attacks will one-shot you at this point in the game. Maintaining your distance, casting Scouring Black Flame, and just a Black Flame Ball, whatever you want to call it, are your safest bets here. You can use Blade of Death, but I believe it doesn't do that much damage, so you're better off with the Scouring Black Flame, and just maybe even using a Black Flame Ritual if you know how to set it up. But I just wanted to use Scouring Black Flame in this playthrough. As you can see here, Blade of Death barely did damage to him, but it worked out very well at the very end. Moving on now. Next boss. Oh, it's not even really a boss. It's like a mini boss. I mean, he gets a health bar. I think. No, he doesn't know. He does get out by the boss. So it's a mini boss. But as you can see, he stood no chance. Like, I grabbed him back in. He was standing. He was trying to get away from me, and then the Black Flame Tornado pulled him in. It was so fucking nice. And we went to the other old man, the Giga Chad old man. This time, this guy, I don't think he hits me at all. I believe I got a flawless victory against him. And phase 1, honestly, phase 1 is like one of my favorite phases when it comes to boss fights in this game. I don't know, I just really enjoy fighting this guy for some reason. Maybe he's so predictable or something. I don't know what it is, guys. But as you can see, the Black Flame Ball in his face all the time, pretty much until he transitions, guys. You just cast it off so fast that he barely has time. He almost hits me there. He almost hits me like 2 or 3 times throughout the whole battle, but he never actually succeeds. Like right here again, bam. That was so close, but he missed. And here I'm just like dodging his attacks. I'm like just trying to create some distance so I can cast, but he's so annoying. He will keep spamming this move like his life depends on it. I mean, his life kind of does depend on it. So, um, that's why he's spamming it, I guess. He knows death is coming. Um, but yeah, as you can see, phase 1, just the black flame, and I think I used the Blade of Death Ash of War once. Now, this is the only time he hits me, but I take no damage, so technically it's a flawless victory, right? That's all it means. It means you take no damage. And then Fireball as he chases me, and here I thought he was going to try to rush in, but he didn't. I was surprised, because I was going to try to roll out of his way, which I didn't master that skill until much later in the game, like now against this guy, where I used the Black Foam Tornado, and then just, you know, mid-animation before he attacks, I cancel the animation and roll out of the way. Unfortunately, I wanted to do that a lot more throughout the whole playthrough. I was hoping the whole playthrough would be like that, but like I kind of rushed the playthrough, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a lot of different builds on my mind that I wanna, you know, that I wanna do. So, yeah, as you can see, Scouring Black Flame again carries me here. Unfortunately, I mistimed it and did not roll out of the way on time, and he hit me, but doesn't kill me, again with 30 vigor. And this is the second time he hits me, but I was not expecting him to do a follow-up attack there, because sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. So as you can see, he doesn't do it now, and he actually gets lucky quite a lot. He hit me 3 times, which is pretty bad, because I wanted as many flasks as I could have going into the Elden Beast. Of course, the crimson flasks. And this guy, as you can see in the beginning, you want to buff up. You want to use your blade of death, Ash of War in the beginning, as you saw, and then you want to capitalize with your Black Flame Tornado whenever you get the chance to do so. As you can see here, guys, I will barely use any spells against him. I will rely mainly on my Ashes of War to take him out. He just has a lot of health, and I need to deal massive damage to him. As you can see, 5.468 damage. That's a lot of damage, guys, especially for a boss that's supposed to be having a lot of high resistances. But anyways, here for my Wondrous Physic Flask, I use the Crimson World Bubble Tier so I can absorb all this little tick damage and have it heal me instead, while I go for the Black Flame Tornado to deal massive damage. And at the very end here, I get extremely lucky. Like, the boss almost kills me multiple times because I was growing impatient, was just trying to spam Black Flame Tornado. I have no idea how he survived, but how I survived or how he survived, but I came out, you know, I am the one who emerged victorious. Anyways, guys, this is the end of it. I hope you enjoyed this build guide. I'll be back with more. So as always, have a wonderful day. Take care, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.